Alright, so today I want to talk about something a little bit different, which is the price of games and why I think those will lead to free-to-play games becoming the top dog in the gaming industry. So I know this is kind of a different little topic for me, so I just want to say before we even start, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and new notifications for the video, all that other stuff, so that we can get that out of the way. Now, I've been seeing a lot of obviously more and more $70 games because that's just the new standard in the AAA. Like, it's $70 games, and that's about it. If it ain't $70, then it ain't rocking, right? Even the new Monster Hunter game, which is a 10 out of 10 in my opinion, is $70. But the thing about that being $70 is that I got it cheaper because of CD keys, or like we all know what CD keys is. And this is not a sponsorship, by the way. I just want to let them know. I mean, but they do want to sponsor me. Anyway, and I feel like either two things are going to happen. Either free-to-play games are going to take more priority because games are going to get higher and higher, and as games get higher and higher, it's going to make people be like, I'm not about to spend $100 for a base game. Because let's be real, it will get there at some point if we keep going the route we go. But at the end of the day, I feel like either two things are going to happen. Either, like I said, free-to-play games are going to be more popular, or people are just going to start using these third-party things like G2A, CD keys. I think it's like Green Engine or something like that. GOG. I don't really use the last two for real, but I'm pretty sure those are two things as well. Games used to be $50, and then it went up to $60, and now it's up to $70. And let's be real, once the new consoles come out, whenever they come out, which is probably about like a year or two, it's gonna be $80. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, it's gonna be about $80. I do know that, like, in the olden days, you know, back in the day, people used to be like, why are games so expensive, right? And the companies would just straight out be like, look, games are expensive because we have all this stuff to do. Like, we got distribution, we can make this for it, and then we do all this extra stuff, yada yada yada, PR stuff. And then after that, people was like, okay, that makes sense. But then the game industry, like game people, also did say that they was like, well, we'll pass the savings on to you whenever we figure out how to cut the this out of it. Now, let's be real. Nowadays, most people buying their games digitally. If you got a PC, you're strictly buying it digitally. And buying it digitally between buying it physically is two totally different things, because digital comes with all, the shipping and all that other stuff, yada, yada, yada. But when you buy it digitally, you literally are just buying a code to the game. Like, that's all it really is. Like, you buying a key that say, I own this game, and yeah. Now, I know some people probably be like, well, the reason why they are still getting higher instead of, them actually giving that discount off is because games are becoming more and more, a lot more much to make. Now, I'm gonna be honest, most of the games that we have seen, like Power World, like it was under, first of all, it didn't have that many staff as a AAA game. It didn't cost as much as a AAA title, but it still was one of the most pop-out games of the year, right? And that itself, like Power World itself, can show. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't know exactly how much Monster Hunter costs to make, but I'm pretty sure Monster Hunter is the same way, where it didn't cost that much to make, but it's still a phenomenal game, right? But it's also owned by Capcom, which owns a lot of other things. But like, I feel like 70 is already pushing it, right? Because as you see, even nowadays, most people don't really have enough money to even buy like 2-3 games. Most people would just buy 2 games at the most out of the year. So I think the more that price go up, the less and less people are going to be buying games, which means the less and less studios going to be like, oh, we getting this amount return, or we getting this amount return, because the higher you make the ceiling, the harder for people to reach. So that's why I think that free-to-play games will start taking over, because as we look at it now, I mean, most people are not really willing to pay $70 for a game. When they're like, well, I guess if I have to. And that really put a damper on things, because we know when the next console come out, they're going to move it up to 80. And they're going to say the same stuff. Games cost more to make. But then at the end of the day, they probably even making it for the same amount, or they just bloating the budget in general. And then next thing you know, they're going to realize, oh, well, we need 80. And then it's going to be like, we need 90. And it's going to be like, we need 100. Now, I know things do go up, but from $60 to $70 technically isn't that much. But to a regular person, they're not thinking about all this. Oh, well, it's actually going to this percent, so that's why it all works. They gonna be like, well, I gotta spend $70 on a game. I don't want to spend $70 on a game. I gotta spend $80 on a game. Are you out your mind? $90 for a video game that lasts maybe 10-11 hours? What? So people ain't, they're not gonna see it in a way that, you know, how it actually is. And I feel like that's gonna undo the pay to play games in general, because why spend that much for this amount of story when you can go to a free to play game and have infinite amount of time if you really want it. Some games already showed this, like Fortnite, now Warzone to a lesser extent because Warzone sucks, but we're gonna talk about the conglomerate Fortnite, right? Approximately Fortnite has about like 80.4 million users worldwide and above, which is crazy. Like, and that's active users. That is not in general. That's active users. And then we go talk. Then let's talk about, you know, the stuff that I play, which is gacha games on this channel, which is Genshin Impact. They have a lot of users monthly. Okay, even though people hate on the game, even though I may dislike the game for some of the things they do, they pull in users like it ain't nothing. And then we talk about, I don't know, all the Hoyo games. Let's be real, like Zenless Zone Zero, Honkai Star Rail. Let's say Stonkai. The heck is a Stonkai? Well, we know the new game coming out, Stonkai. But Honkai Star Rail, I mean, Nikkei brings in a good amount of people. And the thing about these games is, with like, you get the same experience because most games have microtransactions in there anyway. Most games did have gacha system, but now they don't because it's kind of illegal, I guess. You know, loot boxes ain't a thing anymore. But a lot of games have microtransactions just like these games as well. The only difference is if you want this certain character, you got to spend for it. That's about it. Now that may throw a lot of people off because a lot of people don't like gambling, but some people can play these games and not actually, you know, worry about the gambling and spending money sense, just like you can play a regular game and not worry about that as well. But I do think that free-to-play games in general will pop off more, especially more games like Fortnite or like the First Descendant, where you can hop in, you can play through the story mode. You know, like story mode may take about, like, let's say the game just came out probably 2, 3, maybe 4 hours of story mode. Then, and the only thing that it gets into the grinding aspect, right? Or you can just go in, pop in story mode, and then pop out. And then when a new story release, you pop back in, you play the rest of that, and then pop back out to a different game. Now, at the end of the day, I just wanted to make this video because I just wanted to. I was thinking, I was just sitting there, I was like, wait. I was like, games are costing a lot more. We know that we're going to hit $100 mark games at some point. Some people speculate that GTA 6 will be $100. I don't think that would be the case at all. The game may be anticipated, it may be hype, but I don't think Rockstar going to push for $100. But at the end of the day, I feel like the main two reasons, like I stated in these videos, that games will either move more to a free-to-play standard or outright people just either buy like one game a year or something like that. It's because the price of games are going up, and if the price of games go up even more, that's gonna alienate a lot more people. Because I mean, we've seen it when games went from $59.99 to $69.99. People were livid, they were going crazy, but then they realized they couldn't do anything, so it just died down. But because when you really think about it, like $80 for like a 20-hour game that has the same quality as a $59.99 game, it's kind of a little crazy, especially when you put it in the sets. So one, I think that the savings that they talked about, I think there are saving stuff from making digital games, but I think that's going to more to the higher ups than anybody else. That's where them savings going. And other than that, that's about it. Let me know what you think. I know this is one of my first times actually doing a video like this, so let me know how it was, how it is. Let me know what I need to work on, let me know what I don't need to work on, because I know I probably need to work on some things. But yeah, in my opinion, free-to-play games will take over because games are getting way too expensive, and most people ain't willing to buy a mediocre game for a higher price when they could just go get a free game for the same amount, same mediocre standard, or maybe a little bit better standard, and they could just, to be honest, just play through the story and then dip out. Play through the story and then dip out. Anyway, other than that, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe if you're new. Don't forget to share the video, guys, and I'll see y'all in the next video.